Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me, and we're going to be real quick today, just breaking down DraftKings ThreesDay promo. If you're not familiar with it, you bet on the player to hit the first three of the game, and if they hit or miss, you still get $1 for every 3 hit in that game back in free bets the next day. And I don't love this promo in terms of value. I think there's a bit of randomness to it that I don't typically try to chase when I look at promotions, but this is something they're offering 2 times a week. I have the $50 version. You bet $50 on a player, get $1 back. It's probably the worst version, but there's some at $25 and $10 increments. So, I'm not going to tell you how to play. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but I am going to give you some information in this video to help you make a better choice if you choose to play it. So what I've done at the top here is just listed the teams, and I've listed the players who shoot at the beginning of games. If players are in a white cell, sorry, I just moved the wrong thing. If players are in a white cell like we see here for Cleveland, that means they shot the 3 before a 3 had been made and they did not make it. So Darius Garland could have cashed, Strus could have cashed, Mitchell and Mobley could have cashed that game, but they did not. If they are in a green cell, that means they hit the first 3 of the game. So I know I could take better data. I know I could develop more trends, but I want to point out a few things. Dante DiVincenzo, look at this. Volume at the beginning of the game like crazy for the Knicks. The Knicks don't play tonight, but it's something to keep in mind. Charlotte, Bridges. Insane volume at the beginning of the game. And last week he was plus 550. So I think that's value. So let's go ahead and look at today. What I've done down here is I'll move my big head. Oh my goodness, I'm such a bot. Here we go. Okay, what I've done down here is I've broken down the matchups. These are all the matchups that are happening on Thursday, March the 7th. And I've listed their threes made, all right, on average this year, and I've color-coded them to make it easy, high green, low red. And then I have the projective offensively, this is the free bet you can expect to get. So Boston and Denver, maybe you can expect a $27, $28 free bet, et cetera, et cetera. Those are also color-coded. Now, what I've added this week that I have not been doing is the threes projected defensively and threes allowed defensively. So think of this: offense at the top, defense at the bottom. So looking at Indiana and Minnesota, while this isn't a bad game, 26 ranks kind of middle of the pack here, these are the 2 best defensive 3-point teams in the league. So they're projected to only allow 22. So if you want to take an average of these and say maybe 24 is what we can expect, you can do that. I'm not going to get into the math of what I think is accurate there or not. And then at the bottom, I've also rated them. So I think the best 2 games tonight are Miami and Dallas, and Chicago and Golden State coming in with an A grade. Boston, Denver, San Antonio, Sacramento are not bad picks either. So let's take a look at the lines as of now, which is 10:44. These are going to change. I've noticed that they get hammered as the night goes on, as the day develops. So the earlier you can get in, the better. But with me, I have limits on DraftKings, so I can't put $50 on hardly anybody until closer to tip-off. So not the best promo for me, but I still want to give you guys information. So let's look at Miami and Dallas first, and we'll pull this up. These are their odds right now. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to have to edit this video too much, so I'm just doing this as quickly as I can, and I hope you guys will forgive me for that. So if we look at this, Luka at 330, he's hit twice. Duncan Robinson is someone who has a ton of volume at the beginning of games. Out of the 7 games that Miami has played with this promo, Duncan has shot 4, and he hasn't hit yet. So if you believe in the do factor, Duncan Robinson at plus 360 may not be bad. Kyrie, Josh Green, Jovic, Terry Rozier. PJ Washington is another one, according to this data, who shot 2 times at the beginning of games. Only Doncic and Luka have shot at the beginning of games, so at plus 900, that's not bad. Jimmy Butler hit last week. Actually, he's hit twice. Jimmy Butler might be a sneaky play for this promo. He's cashed twice, and he is listed at 28-1. That's absolutely insane. Please don't play Bam or Derek Lively. I believe you're just throwing away money at that point. Go ahead and shrink that down. We'll talk about the next game that I think is the best, which would be Chicago and Golden State. We'll go ahead and put this up. And here's the thing. I know that Curry is a popular pick. I understand why. He's a 3-point scorer. He's a 3-point shooter. I am a mess, but thank you for hanging with me and being patient. I promise all my other videos are better edited. Curry at 180, I can't force myself to play it. Yes, he's cashed this twice, but in terms of volume, he's not dominating the market share of threes taken at the beginning of games. So I just would have to stay away, and I think there's better value elsewhere. Kobe White, Wiggins, Caruso, Vucevic, Dasumu, Green, I know Green was a popular play last week, but what is interesting to me, Jonathan Kuminga down here at 20 to 1. If you are strictly a value guy, that might be interesting. Desumu, as we've seen, has taken 2 shots and hit 1, so he could be a play at plus 900. I think DeMar DeRozan, even though he did cash on Tuesday, I don't know if I would touch him at even 17 to 1. I think that was a bit of an outlier game. So again, those are my suggestions. I don't know if I'm going to play this game or if I'm going to play the Heat game. I still haven't decided, but I will not be taking Curry, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Shrink that down. We'll bring up Boston and Denver next. Boston and Denver, if we look at them, go ahead and slide that right here. That'll help your eyes understand this chart a little better. Boston is crazy in terms of who shoots at the beginning of games because anybody on the floor can shoot the 3. White, Porzingis, Tatum, Holiday, Brown, Porzingis, Brown, Holiday, White, Brown. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's going to be a popular pick tonight because of how hot he's been and how he's cashed it the last 2 times. Typically, I lean Porzingis because I do think he tends to stand on the edge and shoot 3s. Derek White, though, at 700, I don't think is a bad play. As for Denver, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jokic have all been early shooters. Drew Holiday is another guy that we see cash here and shoot here, and at 12 to 1, I don't think is bad value either. So I think this game will be fine, but there's too many guys who can hit the 3, so you really have like a 1 in 10 shot to hit this, and that's why it makes me a little nervous to play, but I bet Brown will be a popular pick, but I would not shy away from Derek White or Drew Holiday. Last game, San Antonio and Sacramento, that we'll talk about, as I think it's the only other game worth playing this evening, and I can tell that you cannot see it, so let me bring it into view. You still cannot see it. This is awesome. Let me zoom in a little bit and move it over. Here we go. All right. I'm doing just fine. We're doing just fine. Everything's just fine. Sacramento and San Antonio tonight. Now, Wemby, I don't believe will be playing tonight. I think he is injured, so that is something to keep in mind, as he is a guy who has cashed twice now on this promotion. So Huter and Murray are the top odds right now, and I still think you're getting some decent value. We see Murray. You see Herter, however you say it, Herter. Okay, here and here, only 2. Harrison Barnes, I don't think is a bad play at 650. He shot twice. De'Aaron Fox at 700 may not be bad, but what really catches my eye, and he has not cashed yet, but Devin Vassell is sitting here 1, 2, 3. He's shot 3 times at the beginning of games, and again, hasn't cashed, but at 650, I think there's value there. I would not play anybody below Fox. I don't think Collins, Sochan, Trey Jones, or Sabonis are really threats to score, so this one might be the game that has the most balance and best value with the smallest pool. I think this could be a steal to target for March the 7th. Thanks, guys, for coming by. I'll do this video every Tuesday and Thursday if it gets enough attraction and it gets enough feedback. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I'll be happy to do it. Good luck tonight, and let me know in the comments who you are going with.